a few people to see it if you're going to upload to YouTube, right? You want to get as many people to see it as possible. So what I try and do is share the videos then through Facebook, Twitter, other social media channels to be able to get the video seen by the most people possible so that way they can enjoy it. So that's the last step of the whole process of making a video from start to end. So let's talk about my days here at 3 Mile Creek Elementary. This is going to be good. This is me when I was your guys' age, in 5th grade. I went and opened up the 5th grade yearbook and scanned out my picture. But I also scanned out 2 other pictures that were also in the yearbook. So, do they look a little bit younger back then? Yeah.
I look the same, Jason.
The exact same. The exact same. I also found some other pictures as well. So there's me and Miss T. And then there's me and Mr. Nichols in our class. So, yeah, so let me tell you about what I did when I was literally in your guys' shoes at this school, and how it led to the success that I've had on YouTube, being able to have millions of views and tens of thousands of subscribers. So when I was your guys' age, when I was in Miss T's class, I had the idea that because I loved watching superhero videos on like Saturday morning cartoons and stuff. Do you guys like superhero videos? Like you guys like Marvel movies and like the Avengers? Yeah, Star Wars? Yeah, so you guys know what I'm talking about. So like, I loved those. And I started brainstorming my own characters, you know, classmates or other friends, and like, what if we were superheroes? Like, what adventures would we go on? What different things would we do? And so I brainstormed, and I would start to draw out the different characters. And so this is my character. I called him Sidekick Jason back then. So when I was in Miss T's class, I started writing out some of the original ideas for these books, and I really brainstormed who the characters were going to be, the villains and the plots and whatnot. And then when I got to Mr. Nichols' class, I actually started writing the books for the first time. Now, have you guys done a lot of writing in your classes? Yeah. Do you guys like it? No? No? Well, I didn't always enjoy it either, but it was super helpful because it taught me to be a good writer. So I was able to actually take the skills and apply it to my own hobbies that I did. So when I was in Mr. Nichols' class, I actually wrote out these 5 books. Each of them are 100 pages long. So, and they are full pages each. So it was a lot of work, but what I would often do is I would try and get my schoolwork done as fast as possible, and then if I had some extra time, I would have my notebook that would have the stories, and I would just continue writing on. Because you guys know when you're in class, you can't watch TV, you can't turn on something on YouTube on an iPad or something. You're just sitting there, and you know, if everyone else still has work to do, you're just kind of bored there, right? Got nothing going on. So what I would do is I would try and create basically like as if I was watching TV on my own, and so I would write out the stories of what I would want to see happen next if I was watching TV and whatnot. And so I wrote out the first 5 books of my series when I was in 5th grade. I wrote the next 6 when I was in 6th grade, and then I wrote a few others the years after. But then eventually, like how the video that I showed earlier said, I did get tired of the fact that it was just words on paper. And that's what eventually led me into writing out the first season of my series. But if it wasn't for what I did in writing these stories and what I learned in Miss T and Mr. Nichols' class, I would have never had the writing endurance to write all of what eventually became my first season of my series. So what I did in your guys' class, well, when I was in the same class as you guys, led me to where I'm at today. Yeah. So not only has what I did in that class, well, in your guys' class back in the day, led me to success on YouTube. I've had success elsewhere because my YouTube channel has allowed me to do a lot of other things as well. How many of you guys want to do YouTube channels someday? Or how many? Well, first, okay, put your hands down. Who here has a YouTube channel? Okay, so a couple of you guys. So what do you guys do? Let's talk about them. So right here. What, like, do you like unbox the toys, or what do you do with them?
I'll do like something.
Oh, okay, cool. That's awesome. Right back here?
Anything, really.
Anything? Like, name, what's one of your videos?
Actually, I do record a lot of videos, but I have not posted them yet.
Oh, okay.
Necessarily.
Nice. All right, right here.
I play a lot of Five Nights at Freddy's games, and
Oh, okay.
I've played all of them except the new one that's coming out.
Cool. So all right, by raise of hands, who wants to someday do a YouTube channel or something? So, okay. How many would like to create a YouTube channel and have it get as successful or as big as mine? You guys like to do that?
Or bigger.
Or bigger, yeah, even bigger. So, going back, so from what I learned in 5th grade, being in the shoes that you guys, or being in the seats that you guys are in, it led me to eventually writing my series, and which led to my success that I've had on YouTube, which led me to my major, which is marketing. So what happened was I created my YouTube channel, and it was about 3 years ago. I had about 3,000 subscribers at the time, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with my life. I was a freshman at BYU, and I was sitting around in one of these business classes. I knew I wanted to do something with business, because I like money, and I'd like to earn a lot of money, right? So, so I sat in the business classes, and hey, Miss Kirby. And when I was in there, I realized that everything that I had done on YouTube with, creating all these different videos and then coming up with ways to release them, I realized that that was marketing. Because I sat in an introduction to marketing class, and they talked about all the strategies behind, packaging and having pictures and what to do about releasing things and the strategies behind creating a brand. And so I realized that that is what I wanted to do. And so it led me to marketing. But also, there was more than just the success that I had at school because of my YouTube channel. I actually got approached, it's been almost 3 years now, but it was after my first semester at BYU. I had done terrible my first semester. I had gotten 3 Ds, and it hurt my college GPA. I was pretty down in the dumps. But I got home from my apartment after taking my last final, finding out that I didn't know if I'd even be able to continue at BYU. I was so worried about my grades. And I got a call from my friend Matt back here, and he said that a friend of his wanted to call and talk to me. And it happened to be this producer of this web series that Mattel was doing. So Mattel owns Thomas and Friends as a brand. And so I got hired not long afterwards to do what I've done with YouTube, but for the toy company Mattel. So I was able to work on a series. Have any of you guys watched the series called the Thomas Creator Collective? By raise of hand. You have? What episodes have you seen, if you remember?
It's been a long time.
Been a long time? Okay. I wondered if you guys had. So, yeah, so I got to work with a team from all around the world. We got people in Australia, back in New York. Hi.
Hi, Jason. This
Yes.
is Mrs. Nelson, our principal.
Hi.
Hello.
Jason was one of our former students.
Both of ours.
Was the first year we moved into this
Yeah,
school?
first year.
You were in my class, right?
We need to start everything
Yes,
over
and Hudson's brother.
now for her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
This is Hudson's brother.
Yeah.
I can see the resemblance.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Did you need anybody or? Okay. All right.
All right. So yeah, I started working with this team from all around the world. We got people in Australia, New Zealand, New York. We got people down in Chile and London. So, and none of us, well, there was a few that worked together. But most of us, we just worked over the internet together. And we produced this web series. We had new episodes every single week that were 10 minutes long. So it was this crazy thing. All of us on the team did similar things where we filmed with toy Thomas trains, and we were able to create this professional production that was paid for by the actual toy company itself. So I had a lot of success with that, but then having that on my resume, being able to say that I had worked professionally with this big company with a big name like Mattel was actually able to get me just enough to recover from that terrible first semester I had grade-wise, and I was able to get into the marketing program at BYU. Because BYU, just kind of as a background, it's selective on who it lets in. Only about 50% of the applicants even get into the school itself. And then within the school, you have to apply to the particular program. And my program only had a 33% acceptance rate. It was really competitive. There was over 300 applicants my year. So because of what I did, I was able to end up getting into the Marriott School. And from then, I've had the opportunity to work with several companies from there doing consulting work, marketing consulting work, and I've worked with companies like Union Pacific, Adobe, Bully Toys, and I've been able to do a lot